what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way.
What's up, guys? It's good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Let me go down here and do the pledge, and then I'll come in and say hello to everybody. All right, here we go with the pledge, guys.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank y'all so much for that. You know I love my veterans, so thank y'all for that. All righty, let's say hello to everybody. Hello, Julie. It's good to see you. Julie says, don't know this case, but I'm checking in and hitting the like. Thank you very much, Julie. There's Tattooed Angel. Sarah's Musical Life. Hey, Sarah. Joan Marie. Hey, Joni. And Mama Duck. Hey, Mama Duck. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. All right, guys. Has anybody ever heard about the story of the West Memphis 3? I know Rocket has. So if Rocket's in here, I know she's heard this story. And she's usually the first one in here, but she wasn't today. You're up early. What time is it over there, Mama Duck? Let me, has anybody heard the story of the West Memphis 3, though? 9:37? Okay. Hello, Darwin Dawson. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Well, if nobody's heard of them, I'll read a little transcript of what the story is. It says the West Memphis Three are Damien Echols, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Misskelley, who, as teenagers, were convicted in 1994 of triple murder in West Memphis in Crittenden County, Arkansas. Echols, Baldwin, and Misskelley were accused of killing 3 8-year-old boys, Christopher Byers, Stevie Branch, and Michael Moore. Their trial, which included assertions that the killings were part of a cultic ritual and subsequent conviction, set off a firestorm around the nation and the world. It inspired books and movies and led to a movement to retry or free the 3 men believed to have been wrongly convicted. On May 6, 1993, Byers, Branch, and Moore, the 3 that were killed, were found in a water-filled ditch in the woods of Robin Hood Hills subdivision less than 24 hours after their parents had reported them missing. The boys were naked, beaten, and hogtied. It says this in this, but nowhere else have I heard this except on the internet. It said Byers had been castrated. Despite the violence of the crime, there was little evidence at the scene of the crime. Now, remember what I just said. Despite the violence of the crime, there was little evidence at the scene of the crime. Just remember that now. Police wondered at the peculiar lack of blood or fibers and also noted that the area looked as though it had been swept clean. Who is going to... Okay. My opinion and my opinion only. It does not count as anybody's opinion in here. This is just mine. What child do you know that's 18, 17, and I think the other one was 16? What child in your mind that just committed 3 murders, what children rather, just committed 3 murders is going to know to clean up that well? That's just my opinion, guys. Like I said, the police were faced with the case that immediately gained national attention, but that yielded little information with which to find the person or people responsible. The state of the boys were quickly inspired rumors that a satanic cult was responsible. The crime scene location in the woods, the nudity, the positioning of the boy's body, and especially the castration caused concern about Satanism amongst the locals and amongst the police as well. Within days of the murder, Gary Gitchell, the chief inspector, informed the public that the police were considering a number of possible explanations for the murder, one of which was cult activity. Throughout the investigation, the cult theory overshadowed more traditional theories, such as speculation that the murders were committed by someone who knew the boys. Remember that, someone who knew the boys. Jerry Driver was a juvenile probation officer for Crittenden County who believed that there was a satanic cult in the area. There was 2 juvenile probation officers that day, but this one was the one talking about satanic cult in the area. Much of that belief was a result of his dealings with Damien Echols, and I don't think that the guy's name is Jerry Driver. I think they're talking about Steve Jones. Steve Jones was the probation officer, juvenile probation officer. A teenager placed under his supervision until the age of 18 after having been arrested for burglary and sexual misconduct. The more that Driver interacted with Echols, the more convinced that he became that Echols was involved in a satanic cult. Echols denied any connection with Satanism, but did admit to believing in and practicing magic. Driver shared his suspicions with the West Memphis police. All right. So, what we're going to listen to first is the confession of Jesse Misskelley. We're going to listen to parts of it because there's 3 parts. What's up, Jet Lag? How are you doing, sir? It's good to see you. Now, he was interviewed and all this for a little over 12 hours, but not all of his confession was used. Some of it, they turned the tape recorder off and didn't use it. Hold on just a minute, guys. All right, I'm back, guys. So I'm going to put this up here, and I'm going to share the screen with y'all. And you're going to hear my dog, so let me put this over my thing here. But you will be able to hear it. So we're going to listen to Jesse Misskelley's first tape confession, 6/3/93. So here we go. And if there's any words you can't understand, just let me know and I'll stop it, okay? And because it also comes with the transcript. Just getting off work? Well, thank you for coming in. All right, here we go with his first tape confession. And y'all tell me here. All right. One in chat if you can hear it.
Brian Ridge of the West Memphis Police Department, currently in the West Memphis Police Department.
Like they man.
Investigation for the offense of triple homicide. Case file number 93050666. Currently in the office with Jesse Lloyd Misskelley Jr. Birth date 7/10/75. Education as a 9th grade. The place we are in the detective division. Today's date is 6/3/93. The time now is 2:44 p.m. Present in the interview will be Inspector Gary Gitchell and Jesse Misskelley. Jesse, in front of me I have a rights form. And it's got your signature at the bottom of it. Is that correct? Your signature?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're informing you that we are Detective Sergeant Mike Allen and Detective Brian Ridge. Now, Detective Sergeant Mike Allen is the one that read this form to you earlier. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I was here when he read it to you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Police officers of the West Memphis Police Department. We're conducting an investigation for the offense of capital felony murder, which was committed on or about 5/5/93. Before we ask you any questions, you must know and understand your legal rights. Therefore, we warn and advise you that you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And those are your initials on the line in front of that statement.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Anything you say can be used against you in court. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And those are your initials.
Yes, it is.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to have him with you during questioning. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And those are your initials.
Yes, it is.
If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish, no cost to you. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And those are your initials.
Yes, it is.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Those are your initials.
Yes, it is.
You're up here of your own free will. You
Right.
came up here to answer some questions, and basically we found out some information during those questions. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. At the bottom of this form is a waiver of rights. It says, I have read this statement of my rights and I understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or force has been used against me. Is all that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And you signed the bottom of the form.
Yes, I do.
Okay. It's witnessed by Michael Wayne Allen and myself, Detective Brian Ridge. Okay. Jesse, let's go straight to that date, 5/5/93. A Wednesday, early in the morning. You received a phone call, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Who made that phone call?
Jason Ball.
All right. What occurred? What did he talk about?
He called me and asked me could I go go to West Memphis with him, and I told him no, I had to work and stuff. And then he told me he had to go to West Memphis, so him and Damien went. Then I went with him.
All right, when?
Wednesday.
All right,
Okay. Did you hear him? He just said, I told him no, that I had to work. And he said he had to go to West Memphis. So him and Damien went, and then I went with them. Sounds like somebody, I don't know. Maybe. Let's listen some more.
when did you go with them?
That morning.
At 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I went with them, and then
Now, were you in a car? Whose car were you on?
we walked.
Y'all walked? Okay.
Right, we walked, and then
Where did you go?
we went to Robin Hood.
You went to the Robin Hood. Explain to me where those woods are.
About Blue Beacon Turquoise,
Just a little patch of woods
little patch of woods.
behind Blue Beacon.
Okay. Did you hear him? Just a little patch of woods? Yeah, just a little patch of woods. He's reading. No, he's not reading, but he's saying what this officer's saying. If anybody's ever been sat in one of these rooms with an officer for anything, that's what they do. They feed you the words to say. And without really paying attention, sometimes you do say what they tell you to. Like I said, just my opinion. These are not facts. These are my opinions.
Behind it. Right back here behind it.
Okay. What occurred while you were there?
When I was there, I saw Damien hit this one boy real bad. And then he started screwing him and stuff. And then
All right. You've got in front of you a picture that was taken out of the newspaper, I believe. It's got 3 boys. And these are the 3 boys that were killed on that date in Robin Hood Woods. Okay. Which one of those 3 boys is it you say Damien hit?
Okay, let me go back. I just now realized something. He said, let's go back. Let me find it again. It's in the transcript here. Okay. And he said, I had to work and stuff. And then he told me he had to go to West Memphis. So him, Damien went, and then I went with him. All right. When? Wednesday. All right. When did you go with him? That morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Those boys were supposedly killed after 6:30 in the evening. That's a big gap right there from them being there at 9 in the morning to 6:30 in the evening. Big old gap. Just my opinion. All right.
3 boys. And these are the 3 boys that were killed on that date in Robin Hood Woods. Okay. Which one of those 3 boys is it you say Damien hit? The third picture, which will be
This boy right here?
yeah.
All right.
So if this boy was at this crime, knows what they look like, why do they have to point it out? And you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second.
That's the Byers boy.
Christopher.
That's who you're pointing at?
Mm-hmm.
If you read the caption, the grisly slain from left, 8-year-old Michael Moore, Stephen Branch, and Christopher Byers. Okay. So you saw Damien strike Chris Byers in the head. What did he hit him with?
He hit him with his fist and bruised him all up real bad. And then Jason turned around and hit Steve Branch
Okay.
and started doing the same thing. Then the other one took off. Michael Moore took off running. So I chased him and grabbed him and held him till they got there, and then I left.
Okay.
Okay, so he left. How does he know what happened afterwards?
All right. When you get the boys back together, where are you at from the creek?
I was up by the service road.
Up by the service road? Okay. Now, when he hits the first boy, where are they at when he hits him? Are you in the woods? You on the side of the big bayou? You out in the field? Where you
I
at?
was in the woods.
In the woods. Okay, you've been down there in those woods before.
So
Can you describe to me what in those woods, what's the location where you were? Is there a path you go down?
I was down a little path.
All right, where does that path go to?
It lead out there close to the field, close to the interstate.
Okay.
Stuff where I was at.
All
I
right.
was close by the interstate.
When he hits the first boy, and then Jason hits another boy, and one takes off running, where does he run to?
That one, he runs out, going out the park, and I chased him and grabbed him and brought him back.
Which way does he go? I mean, does he going back towards where the houses
He
are?
goes
Is he
back.
going to Blue Beacon? Is he going out towards the fields?
What's up, Mav? It's good to see you, brother. I hope you've been well.
Towards the houses.
Where the pike is that goes across the water?
Yeah.
Okay.
He ran out there, and I caught him and brought him back. And then I took off.
Okay. Well, you came back a little bit later, and all three boys are tied.
Mhm.
Is that right?
And then I took off and went home.
All right. Have they got
Here.
their clothes on when you saw them tied?
They had them off.
They had already gotten them off. When he first hit the boy, when Damien first hit the first boy, did they have their clothes on then?
Mhm.
All right. When did they take their clothes off?
Right after they beat up all three of them and beat them up real bad.
Beat them up real bad. And then they took their clothes off.
And then
Have a
Then they
safe trip,
tied 'em.
brother.
they tied them up, tied their hands up. They start screwing them and stuff, cutting them and stuff. And I saw it.
All right. Give me just a second. Let me go back here just a hair. All right, listen what he says here.
Clothes off.
And
Then they tied them.
then they tied them up, tied their hands up. They start screwing them and stuff, cutting them and stuff. And I saw it and I turned around and looked. And then I took off running. I went home. And then they called me and asked me how come I didn't stay.
All right, right there, what he said, just said, he said they tied their hands up. Now, this could have happened afterwards, but when these boys were found, they were hog-tied. That means that their right hand was tied to their right foot and their left hand was tied to their left foot. He didn't say nothing about them tying them to their feet or nothing. He said tied their hands together. That means like taking a piece of rope and wrapping it around your hands and tying it. All right, here we go.
I told them I just couldn't.
He couldn't stay for that.
I couldn't stand to see what they was doing to them.
Okay. Now, when it's going on,
Yeah, there was never no sexual thing, so I don't know where that come from. That was bedtime.
you saw somebody with a knife. Who had a knife?
Jason.
Jason had a knife. What did he cut with the knife? What did you see him cut, or who did you see him cut?
I saw him cut one of the little boys.
All right, where did he cut him at?
He was cutting him in the face.
Cutting him in the face. All right. Another boy was cut, I understand. Where was he cut at?
At the bottom.
On his bottom? Was he face down and he was cutting on him, or?
He was.
Now, you talking about bottom? Do you mean right here
Mhm.
in his groin?
Okay, see, he is feeding him what to say. On his bottom? Was he face down when he was cutting on him? Come on, guy. This gentleman here has an IQ, and it's in the paperwork. has an IQ of 70 or below, 17. Leading the witness. Thank you, ma'am. But he has an IQ, so there is no other. I haven't found it if it's out there. If it is, I will try and find it. There is no other audible tape of Damian Misskelley, the interview, or Jason Baldwin's. It's just this guy's, because he is the one with the low IQ. So we're going to go on past this just a little piece. I think it's right about here. Yeah, right here.
Okay.
When they hollered, when I seen the boys.
The boys came on over.
Mhm.
Had Damien seen these boys before?
Yes.
Has he done things with them before? Or has he just been watching them?
The West Memphis
Sex
3
with them
case.
before? Has he ever had sex with any of them before?
He's been watching.
He's been watching. You mentioned earlier that at one of the meetings you went to with this cult thing, they had some pictures. Describe those pictures for me.
It
Hey, Nani, it's good to see you, girl.
has my house,
Hope you're feeling better.
the trees and stuff.
Okay. Had somebody taken pictures of these boys?
Mm-hmm.
Were they in the houses or were they in these trees when they took those pictures?
They would, the houses.
Okay, so see, he's stuttering here, and this is audible. There was no cameras back then to film this, or if there is, I can't find them nowhere. My hands were better. I was doing a little painting, and then Becca had a dream or something last night, pretty bad dream, and my hand was behind her, and she jumped over and landed on it, and now it feels like it's stoved up a little bit, but it's getting better. I can move it still. So it was an accident. Hurt like a bitch when it happened, though. This. How many of you grew up in the 80s? How many of you grew up in the 80s? Put a 1 in chat if you grew up in the 80s. Do that for me. I know there's some 80 people in here. All right. Back in the 80s, everybody knows that they tried to say everything under the sun, especially in this little Bible Belt. That counts. Everything that, especially in this little Bible Belt community of the United States, everybody always thought rock and roll, if you dressed in black, if you dressed different than everybody else, it was satanic. They even come up with names for the bands. Kiss was Night in Satan's Service. AC/DC was After Christ Devil Comes. Yes, they all tried to say that stuff. Damien Echols loved to dress in black. I like to dress in black. Does that mean I'm a devil worshiper? Actually, no. I guess mine counts, but I am a online ordained minister. I got my thing from online. Does that mean I'm a good guy? No, I still got faults. But wearing black, does that mean that you're satanic? Just because you dress different, look different? No. Mine done the same thing. But like I said, it's all It was just the way people were back then. And actually, it sort of faded out. Black and red are my favorite colors. I guess I'll be a Satanist now, or belong to a satanic cult, since I like the colors black and red. You know, people just got to grow up. Let that go. But they're not going to. All right. We're going to go to Black and Black. Yes, they were released. Now, you're getting ahead of me there. Ma'am. All right. I think this is the part. It might not be. Hold on. I got to find it. No, you're fine. All right. I believe this is what I'm looking for. All right. So now I can take this off. Okay, this was a report done. Okay, on the day after the bodies of the three boys were found, I had a conversation with Steve Jones, a juvenile officer for Crittenden County, Arkansas. In our conversation, I found that Steve and I shared the same opinion that the murders appeared to have overtones of occult sacrifice. Hold on just a minute. Okay. During our conversation, Steve mentioned that all of the people known by him to be involved in cult-type activities, one person stood out in his mind that, in his opinion, was capable of being involved in this type of crime. That person was Damien Echols. Now, the morning that these boys were found, thank you, MTB. Thank you so much. Thank you for becoming a family. Freebird family. Here you go.
The blood creeping up from the heathens, got real, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, they wanna know, I'm gon' feed them. Know I'm gon' feed me. Come ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, act in my head. I'm seeing, take me.
Thank you so much, MTB. Steve mentioned where'd it go? And I'll have to find it. But Steve Jones, a juvenile officer for Crittenden County, Arkansas. Hello, Rocket. Stephen Jones, a juvenile officer for Crittenden County, Arkansas, is the one that found the shoe of one of the boys. This gentleman right here, Stephen Jones. Okay. Now, Stephen Jones and Officer, whatever his name is, well, I can't remember his name now, went and asked if they could interview Damien Echols. Of course, their parents said, yes, that's fine. Okay. Pamela and Eddie Hutchinson, the mother and stepfather of Damien, they didn't object to them talking to Damien. Okay. And said that we talked to Damien in his bedroom, and on this day, I took a Polaroid of Damien Echols. At this time, I observed Damien to have a tattoo on his chest of a 5-pointed star or a pentagram. I'm the same with you, Rocket. I remember one other tattoo on his shoulder or arm. I am unsure of the nature of this tattoo. It's a tattoo, people. Damien's not the type to be in a gang or in a club to where what tattoo you put on you means something. Now, to me, tattoos, they have to mean something before they go on. Every tattoo I got means something. Hell, I got one from YouTube here. It's a Freebird tattoo with wings. The kids that were murdered were 8 years old. The ones that done it, one was, I think at the time of his arrest, he was 18. And the two youngest were 17 and 16, or they might have been 17. So, let me go back to where I was. I got to go right here. Now, this dude that found the shoe is this gentleman right here. Bribery convict tapped for newly created post in West Memphis. This is the parole officer that found the shoe. This is Stephen Jones. He is the one that found the shoe. He's been in prison, but now he is being asked to be in another position of authority. So I will go here. And I know I'm just going all over the place, guys, but I'm getting ready to show you. Sorry about that, guy. There were two men. All right, let me say this. The Innocent Project got the three boys out of prison. But to get them out of prison, they had to sign an Alford plea. Now, does anyone know what an Alford plea is? If not, I'll go ahead and say it. An Alford plea is a piece of paper that says that they got enough evidence against me, which is probably bullshit. They got enough evidence against me to convict me, but I am pleading innocent. Now, the reason that they do that, the reason that they made the boys sign that is so that they cannot sue Arkansas for false arrest and false imprisonment. It is bullshit. Those boys, in my opinion, were set up because they fucked up to begin with. And sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this set up so we can see it. And the police fucked up. They said at the Innocent Project, they wanted to re-examine the evidence that Arkansas had. Well, Arkansas told them that they were lost or they were burned up in a fire. So they kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Guess what Arkansas found? They found the evidence, and hopefully there'll be a new trial where these boys get exonerated. And in my opinion, there's one main character that was the actual murderer, and he had a little help. Well, I believe that's going to change, though, Rocket. I've been reading up on it. I believe that's going to change. But I believe Terry Hobbs is the one that killed them 3 boys because his DNA was found there. David Jacoby's DNA was found there. Guess whose DNA was not nowhere near there? Damien's, Jesse's, or what the hell's the other boy's name? Damien, Jesse, and somebody give me the other boy's name, Rocket. Damien, Jesse, and oh my goodness, Jason. Their DNA was nowhere to be found there. David Jacoby and Terry Hobbs, their DNA was there. As a matter of fact, there was a hair on the shoestring that was tied to one of the boys. Damien, Jesse, and Jason, no DNA there whatsoever. All right, let's watch a little bit of, just a little bit, of Mr. Terry Hobbs, where he realizes that he's actually a suspect. All right. Tell me if y'all can hear it.
And so I want you to look into that camera and tell the ladies in the jury under oath what happened that day and what you did.
I did what a parent would have done.
I want you to walk me through from when you got off work, what you did and what happened until the little boys were found. And I apologize if it's hard to relive. I have 2 little boys of my own, and I can only imagine.
No, you can't.
I can only imagine the pain.
You cannot.
Well, maybe I can't. But I've lost a brother to sudden death as well. So I think I have a little empathy, maybe not as much. But I need you, since you brought this lawsuit, to look into that camera and tell the jury what happened.
Now, this is where he's trying to sue, what's her name from the Dixie Chicks, Mark Byers, and everybody on the internet or everybody around him that says that he's the one that done it. This is where he's trying to sue everybody.
As a parent, I come home from work, May the 5th, 1993.
Yes, sir.
I noticed that one of my children was not at home. I asked my wife, where's Stevie? He's gone off riding his bicycle with his friend Michael Moore. I did what any other parent would have done. I'd go outside and look down the street, seeing when he's supposed to come home. He's supposed to have been home by 4:30. Didn't see him on the sidewalk. Pam cooking supper, wife, had to be at work by 5 o'clock. We don't eat supper because Stevie's not home. We always eat supper together. And it comes getting close to 5 o'clock. We decide to go ahead and take Pam to work.
That's you and Amanda?
Me and Amanda and Pam.
And Pam, you and Amanda decided to take Pam to work.
We all 3 decided that it's time for her to go work.
Between 4:30 and when you got home and it was time to take Pam, other than walking out and looking in the street, did you do anything to find Stevie?
Not before then.
Okay.
Okay. This is another thing that gets me. I don't care if I got to go to work. If one of my kids are missing, I'm not going to work until my child is found. But he decided, him, Pam, and their daughter. I don't think it was by. I don't know. I'm really stuck on this dude here. His DNA was found there. Him and David Jacoby's. I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
We take Pam to work by 5 o'clock. We stopped over at the Moore's house
Pam worked where?
at Catfish Island Restaurant
Okay.
in
And how,
West Memphis.
At this point, none of the parents were overly concerned. Each assumed that the boys had lost track of time or with one of the other families.
how long did it take you to get?
I
from
do
your
believe he
house
killed
to
his wife, though, Rocket. I do
Roughly
believe that.
10 minutes.
Okay. And did she get there right at 5 or a few minutes before?
She usually tried to go in a few minutes early.
Okay. And then you and Amanda then went back to your
We stopped by the Moore's house, Michael Moore's parents' home, on the way over there to
Okay.
take Pam to work.
Were they home?
No,
Did you
her
ring?
daughter was there.
Did you rang the bell and talk to the daughter?
Pam might have. I'm not sure if it was me or Pam that done that.
Okay. Well, Amanda was what, 4?
Correct?
So you sat in the car and sent your 4-year-old to the door?
I said Pam.
Oh, Pam. I thought it was. Well, no, hold on now. We've already
We
dropped.
were on our way to take Pam to work.
Okay. Well, my question before, I apologize. My question before had been before you got home, after you got home and before you dropped Pam off, what you had done other than go outside in the street. And you said nothing. Now you and Pam and Amanda stopped at the Moores on the way, or was that on the after you dropped street and you said Pam off? No. Now you can see why I'm confused, Mr. Hobbs.
On our way to take Pam to work, we stopped at the Moore's home.
Okay. So Pam was still with you at that time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Pam went to the Moore's house.
One of us did.
You or Pam, you don't remember which.
Correct.
And you rang the bell and Mrs. Moore wasn't there, but their daughter was there.
Yes.
And who was their daughter?
Don Moore.
And how old was Dawn at the time?
I think she was a little bit older than Stevie,
Okay. 8, 9, 10.
something like that. I'm not sure.
Okay. And no one else was home. Stevie obviously wasn't there.
Correct.
And so, and then at that point, you went from the Moores to the Catfish place,
We did. Took
And you-
Pam to work.
and you got to the Catfish place a little bit before 5, and it took 5 minutes to get from your house to the Catfish place. Where's the Moores in relation to the route you would have taken from your
They're
house?
en route to her,
Okay.
from our home to her work.
Well, do you recall what time you left your house to
No, I don't.
stop at the Moores?
No.
Okay. All right. So you and Amanda drop Pam off at 5 o'clock.
Hey, Amanda
Roughly.
Elizabeth, it's good to see you, dear.
And you go back home. You don't stop at the Moores again, right?
I stopped at the Moore's home on the way back to see if the boys had made it there.
Okay.
And they
And
were not there.
did you go to the front door or did Amanda?
I did.
How do you take 20,000 children in the middle of New York City without anybody seeing?
Okay. So now you went to the front door. And was just the daughter there still?
Yes.
Anybody else there?
Not that I could see.
Yes, he is.
All right. Then what happened?
Well, we ride around the neighborhood.
He even says that Terry Hobbs lied. There's some things that he lied about.
Looking for them because we know they're on bicycles.
So you and Amanda drove around the neighborhood.
We did. We did that for a while.
Do you recall how long?
No, I don't. But anyway, we're riding around the neighborhood looking for our little boys on bicycles. We don't find them.
Did you know who Stevie was with at that point?
But he was supposed to have been with Michael Moore. That's all I knew.
Okay.
So we go
Where
back.
did you drive around looking?
Our neighborhood that we live in,
Okay.
West Memphis,
All over West Memphis.
in our neighborhood.
Does the neighborhood have a
It does not.
What would be the boundaries of the area in which you searched then, Mr. Holmes?
From our home to his home.
To the Moore's home.
Correct.
And where is Robin Hood area? Where's that in relation to that?
Robin Hood was behind the Moores and Byers home.
Okay. Okay. So you stop at the Moores, no one except the daughter's there. You drive around with your 4-year-old daughter for a while.
Right.
Then what happened?
And we go to back to our home, and we park the car, and me and Amanda walk around the neighborhood.
Do you recall about what time that is, sir?
No, I don't.
Was it before 6 or after 6?
I don't recall.
Okay.
But we're riding around the neighborhood, or
Right.
walking around at
Thank
this
you.
point, seeing if we could hear them, see them or something, and we don't. So we go back to our house, and Don Moore's pulls up in my driveway.
Do you know about what time you went back to your house?
No, I don't.
In any sense, 7
No, I
o'clock, 6:30, 7, 8, 9?
No, I don't.
Was it light?
It was still daylight.
Okay.
But
So you went back to your house, and Miss Moore then came to your house.
she pulls up in our driveway.
Okay.
And she asked us if Michael Moore's at our house. And I said, no, it's Stevie, it's yours.
As the parents began to make contact, the panic began to set in.
It is
The
rehearsed.
boys were only 8 years old, and this was beyond a reasonable amount of time for them to be late. Right now, you can watch another incredibly intense case on my Patreon. Discover the disturbing story of the Ken and Barbie killers, a terrifying tale.
I'm
So,
not sure.
5 minutes, 10 minutes, a half hour?
I'm not sure.
Was it a short period of time or a long period of time?
I'm not sure.
How long were you at the Moore's house?
Wasn't that long, but I don't know how long. Wasn't long.
Okay. All right. So then when Mr. Byers shows up, you looking for his son, right?
Correct.
Then what happened?
We just split up and start looking for him.
Okay. Split up.
Dawn stays at the home and says she'll wait by the phone in case somebody called. I take my daughter over to a friend's home.
Who's that?
And David Jacoby and his wife Bobby. They had little kids also. David goes with me, and we start riding around looking for the little boys. At the same time, the Byers, Mark and Melissa, are riding around looking for their boy. And we continue this for all the way up to the next morning.
Okay.
So he's saying they stayed out there all night looking for them boys. Didn't nobody think to go behind the houses and look for them? And Robin Hood Hills is behind Byers and Moore. It's in between Byers and Morehouse and the Blue Beacon truck stop. So if you were going to set somebody up and not get the blame for it and try and hide that you done this, what would you do with them? Put them somewhere close, far away from your house, but close to you, somebody else's house that you knew would get in trouble. Like I said, these are just my opinions. These are not facts. So, and I call bullshit on him too. We'll listen a little bit more, and then 2 people that testified, I'm going to find that and bring that up too. 2 people testified against Damien, Jesse, and Jason.
I need to fill in a few blanks. How long were you at Mr. Jacoby's house?
Long enough to drop my daughter off and see if he'd go help me.
Okay. And did he go help you?
He went around with me, and we rode around looking. He sure did. All the way up till early in the morning.
Well, let's back up. So what What time, do you recall what time you left Amanda and Mr. Jacoby's house?
No, I don't.
Do you recall how, and you and Mr. Jacoby drove around in a car looking?
We did.
Your car or his car?
Probably mine.
He don't remember
What car did you
times
drive?
too good, does he?
I don't remember.
Where'd you drive around?
The whole city of West Memphis.
Just in your neighborhood or just all
The
over?
whole city of West Memphis.
Okay. Did you play any Guitar Hero while you were at Mr. Jacoby's?
I don't recall. I don't remember that.
You don't remember playing Guitar Hero at Mr. Jacoby's for a while?
Not that day. I don't remember.
You used to play Guitar Hero a lot at his house, right?
No, never.
Never played Guitar Hero at his house?
I played guitars at his house,
Okay, guitars. I'm
but
sorry.
not the game.
I apologize. Do you recall playing guitars at his house that night?
No.
During the initial questioning, Hobbs claimed to have spent most of the time period of Stevie's disappearance with Jacoby. Jacoby testified that the two of them were not together for very long.
You don't recall or you didn't?
I don't recall.
Did you smoke any marijuana while you were at his house?
No.
That night?
No.
Do any other drugs while you were at his house that night?
No.
Multiple witnesses say that Hobbs and Jacoby went to the home of Billy Wayne Stewart to buy pot. Then, along with another man and two teenage boys, the group drove around town smoking and drinking whiskey before going into the woods.
While you were...
So the only woods that I know of is Robin Hood Hills. Yet they didn't find them boys. And them woods are not very thick if anybody's ever seen that. And I'll try and get a picture of, I don't even think that the woods are still there. But we'll go back and look.
out looking for the boys prior to the time that you went to pick Pam up at work. Did you ever find the boys?
No.
If somebody testifies that they saw you with the boys that night.
Do what?
If somebody testified that they saw you and the boys, would they be lying?
Mm-hmm. They would.
Did you see the smile on his face when that was asked? Let's go back and watch that again. Now look at the look on his face.
The drugs while you were at his house that night?
Look at the look at his face when they.
Multiple witnesses say that Hobbs and Jacoby went to the home of Billy Wayne Stewart to buy pot. Then, along with another man and two teenage boys, the group drove around town smoking and drinking whiskey before going into the woods.
Now look at his
While
face.
you were out looking for the boys prior to the time that you went to pick Pam up at work, did you ever find the boys?
No.
If somebody testifies that they saw you with the boys that night.
Do what?
If somebody testified that they saw you and the boys, would they be lying?
Mm-hmm. They would be lying.
Because you never found the boys.
No, I never found them.
Never found them alive?
Never found them at all.
Okay.
All right.
If someone...
All right, let me do this right quick. Hold on just a second. While I'm doing that, while I'm looking for this right here, hold on just a second. This is a new channel that I'm going to do with Tyler. It's going to have like little pranks and little games that me and Tyler's going to do. It's going to be pinned at the top of the chat. We're getting ready to start it soon. We're going to be doing like games and stuff like that. Whoever loses gets punished. Like, if I lose, Tyler can pour water on me, or if he loses, I can pour water on him. Just different things like that. So if you'd like to see me and Tyler on the channel, go to Double Trouble TV 22. Sub up to it and check it out. We'll be doing a game soon on there. And y'all get to help because y'all can send in suggestions of what we do. Like, do a fly swatter game that if we lose, Tyler can swap my ass with a fly swatter or a flip flop or something like that. Nothing dangerous, nothing that's going to hurt. Egg on the head, yes. Y'all go sub up to that while I look for this. And this is mine and Tyler's channel. So let me go over here. I'll probably have to do it like this. Well, thank you. Don't forget to check it out, though, guys. Come on, sub up. Let's get Tyler feeling good. Because he's been wanting to do a channel for a while, so. Tyler's hair's off limits. He knows too. All right, guys, let me show you this. This is where they found the boys at. And you tell me that if there was 4 men, all right, it stops right here. The boys were found right here. This is no longer here, and these woods are no longer here, Rocket says. These is where the boys were found, supposedly. But 4 guys, you mean to tell me that you search all night and 4 guys can't search right in here? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. 4 guys could have found them boys. All right. Let me see if I can find that other one. It is bad, ain't it, Rocket? All right. Let me see if I can find. Give me just a second, guy. I think this is it. All right, this is where they this is where the boys were released from prison. So we'll watch this. We'll stop it every few seconds. It's only 3 minutes, 51 seconds long.
I believe with all my heart and all my soul that the day is coming whenever we will see justice and we'll walk out of this place. It may not come tomorrow. It may not come on September 30th, but it will come.
Tonight, Damien Echols and the West Memphis Three might be one step closer to proving their innocence.
That video you just heard was Echols in 2010, right before he, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Misskelley took what's called an Alford plea deal.
It allowed them to maintain their innocence while accepting that the prosecutors had enough evidence to convict them of killing 3 boys in West Memphis back in 1993. But regardless of how that arraignment worked, Damien Echols has always maintained his innocence. And so tonight at 10, today that legal fight is continuing with a major update in the case.
This morning, the Arkansas Supreme Court cleared the way to test some evidence from the 30-year-old case. All new tonight, THV 11's Ashley Godwin joins us in studio to break down today's decision and how the Echols legal team is preparing. What's next?
Hey, Faith Rowley, this newest battle in the West Memphis 3 case centers on this evidence right here.
Now, this is the evidence that was lost, guys, that nobody could find, just that single box. That single box there is what put 3 men in prison for 18 years. 18 years, guys. 18 years that they don't get back. Now, don't get me wrong. The boys that were killed, they will never get theirs back. But these 3 boys, in my opinion only, are innocent. I believe they were railroaded by the police department down there, the judicial system, and a bunch of people down there. So let's go ahead and read it and listen to it.
A box of evidence that was once thought to be destroyed. Now Damien Echols' legal team moves forward in what they say is justice and knowing who really killed those 3 little boys.
Once that additional DNA testing started pointing in different directions than the 3, then we first started to have real hope that maybe there was a way this case would break open.
Damien Echols' lead counsel, Stephen Braga, has been on the case since 2009. Right before Echols, Jason Baldwin and Jesse Misskelley made an Alford plea deal.
I haven't been involved in another case, anything like this in my career. Believe me, this is one of a kind, really dramatic case in terms of, as Judge Laser said at the Alford plea hearing, it's a tragedy on all sides.
Echols has maintained his innocence since, pushing for justice in the case. And that push came closer to reality in 2021 when evidence thought to have been destroyed was found. Echols and his legal team want to test it for DNA to see if they can identify who was at the crime scene. But when they took it to court in 2022, a Crittenden County Circuit judge said no, and that the petition they filed under was not applicable in this case because Echols wasn't in state custody. 2 years later, the Arkansas Supreme Court weighed in on the decision. In a 4-3 majority opinion, the justices say Echols can test the evidence with this law, and he does not need to be in state custody to seek relief to prove his innocence.
Exactly. I was getting ready to say the same thing. Just because you're you're not in state's custody, don't mean that you cannot prove your innocence. This court, the police down there are covering their fucking ass because they don't want to be sued. And these boys have one hell of a lawsuit on them. The judicial system, the police, the actual government down there has one hell of a lawsuit on them if it comes back that these boys are innocent, that these boys did not do this. Now, when they find that out, I would sue the fuck out of them. Because when they find out that they're innocent, I don't think that Alford plea works anymore. I think that Alford plea is thrown out. Because if you're found innocent, Terry Hobbs is the one I think done it. That dad that was sitting there answering all them questions. Because if you're found innocent, the charges against you should not count. So they should be able to sue that fucking county, that prosecutor, that judge. That judge looked like a dick anyway.
We're going to take the high road and respect both sides. And, luckily we won. We're able to go back and have jurisdiction in the circuit court over the petition for new testing. And, what I would say to anybody who
That's what I'm talking about. Get rid of
believes
Alfred,
that the
please.
West Memphis Three, who still believes that the West Memphis Three committed this crime or Damien is some kind of depraved criminal, well, let's let the testing be done.
Something Echols and his team have been working on for years, and they say they are closer now than ever to finally knowing the truth.
He really hopes that there's a way to expeditiously get this evidence tested. He has no fear of what the evidence might show, but he is still hopeful that someday the real perpetrator will be found.
Do you know why he has no fear? Because he didn't do it, guys. And like I said, this is just my opinion and my opinion only. Everything that I say here is not facts. It's my opinion. They are my facts in my head. It's what I believe.
So Ashley, we are getting closer to that evidence being tested, but how long could that take?
Faith, the case now goes back to the lower court to allow them to respond. Echols' lead counsel believes it will take about a month to figure out how he and the Crittenden County prosecutor will move forward with testing the evidence.
Okay. Got to go back because I want to find that one. You had to give me just a second, guys. All right. Now, there was two people, like I said earlier, that testified in the trials for Damien Echols and Jason Baldwin. They didn't even use the testimony in Jesse Miskelly's. So we'll watch this right here, and then when it gets to it, just listen.
Shine on this case.
My role when I was running was primarily to analyze the case, to see, does it really fit the three people they have in prison?
They are seeking merely the opportunity to have the fair trial they have never had.
And the reason I'm hesitating, I'm trying to think if that's a question that I should be answering.
I said, just between me and you, did you do it? And he said yes, and he went into detail. Jason told me how he dismembered the kid.
Now, did you hear that guy just now? He said, Jason told me how they dismembered the kids. There was no dismemberment.
Did Damien invite you to some meeting?
A cult satanic meeting. I was just a big liar.
Yes.
And I really was.
Okay, let me go back to this woman here. Now listen to this woman.
Invite you to some meeting?
A cult satanic meeting. I was just a big liar. And I really was.
She said that she lied on the stand. She lied on the stand. This guy here also lied. He admits it right here.
Doing a lot of LSD. I remember not knowing why I was doing what I was doing.
This case is outrageous.
Feeling funny in my mind, Lord.
You're dealing with a horrendous crime. There's savage injuries. It affects people and it warps their judgment.
Feeling funny in my mind.
There's careers at stake, there's promotions at stake, there's agendas.
I'm walking kind of
DNA testing has been done. There was powerful evidence that points towards another suspect.
The focus is always.
Did you hear that? There's powerful evidence that points toward another suspect. Yes, I'll send you this link. Are you talking about this video that I'm showing here?
On the family. So that you start from there and you work your way out.
He didn't voluntarily give us this DNA. We waited in the living room while he was in the bathroom, and that's when I took the cigarette butts out of the ashtray.
Okay, that cop. Did you hear what that cop just said? Now, they had a warrant for his DNA. For what? Damien's DNA. Now listen again.
He didn't voluntarily give us this DNA.
He didn't voluntarily give him the DNA.
We waited in the living room while he was in the bathroom, and that's when I took the cigarette butts out of the ashtray.
Okay, that shouldn't have been done. That shouldn't have been entered or anything, even though his DNA was not there. That should not have been done to Damien.
Not just new scientific evidence, it's new evidence.
I'd give my life to know the fucking truth.
Miss Kelly's confession wasn't supposed to be injected into the second trial at all, but it was.
There's nothing more poisonous than having a confession in a jury room. If that allegation is borne out, they have to throw this case out.
Burnett was wrong in the decisions that he made.
Well, I had to fool with it for 18 years.
No one wants to admit that.
Did you hear him? He said, I had to fool with it for 18 years. Sounds a little guilty to me, don't he?
Made a mistake.
We don't believe the people of Arkansas are going to be satisfied until there is a new trial.
The option to reopen the case was presented to him, and he went, no, we found them guilty. We're done.
They found them guilty. We're done. See how it works? When they find you guilty, they don't continue searching. It's over and done with. So I wonder how many people sitting in jail right now are not guilty and the killer's still running loose, yet court system's done. They done their job. They got the person in jail. Don't matter if you're guilty or not. If people lie on you and say that you're guilty and then they're not doing their job to investigate it, then you might die for somebody lying on you. Or you might spend the rest of your life for somebody lying. And that's bullshit. That is bullshit.
We got 17 years invested in sticking to this story, and that makes it even harder.
This is going to be a happy ending. There's just got to be a happy ending to this.
There are a lot of people in prison because of this.
Not only is the state getting away with it, but the person who killed those 3 kids is still out there walking on the street.
Guys, to me, that is such bullshit. Those boys went to prison for 18 years. 18 years of their life. Rocket Queen, I sent it to your YouTube, Facebook. Send it to your YouTube, Facebook. It is sad. It is very sad. How can the justice system not want to find the real killer. All right, give me just a second. See if it come through. See if it come through, Rocket. So, guys, like I said, just in my opinion, you're welcome, Rocket. Those boys are innocent. This is my opinion and my opinion only. No, I have seen the thing on, oh goodness, on Amazon, and I was thinking about ordering that though, Tonka Toy. So that was Jesse's lawyer. Send me a message, MTB, and I'll send it to you. Trust me, Rocket will read anything that has to do with West Memphis 3. Rocket, do you watch? So I need to get that then. Okay. Let me write that down. Hold on a minute. What did you call? What was it called? Harvester of Innocence. You talking about the Judge Tonka Toy? I believe he was. Give me just a second, guys. Becca brought me my supper. I do remember somebody saying that he was running for state office, yes. All right, hold on just a second, guys. I gotta. You're right. You're welcome, Rocket Queen. Give me just a second, guys. I got to find this message. I think you might have me. There you go, MTB. That's not my personal Facebook page, though. But you're welcome. Give me just a second. All right. Very much political, yes. Oh, you're fine. Just do this right here. I don't even know if this will work, but we'll see. See if that works and see if that gives me my Facebook page. It might not. No, that's not it. That's the Freebird one that you got. I had to put my other one in here soon, I guess. But guys, do me a favor. Go over and sub up to that link right there. That's mine and Tyler's new channel where we're going to do games. It has the email on the front of the page. Please go over and send us things in that you'd like to see Tyler do to his old man. Ice bucket challenge where he pours ice on me if I lose a game. Or whatever. Egg on the head. Stuff like that. Don't forget, guys, though, send your songs in to the email for tomorrow night's bonfire. Does anybody remember what the bonfire is tomorrow night? Anybody remember? Tomorrow night is 80s and 90s rock and roll bonfire. Saturday night's concert, Bob Seger. So if somebody could put the email in for the bonfire, I would very much appreciate it. Angel, can you do that? '80s and '90s rock. Thank you, Johnny. I seen it, Johnny. Copy that email, put it in your email. Send me a song that you would like to hear from 80s and 90s rock and roll, 80s or 90s. Put in your YouTube name so I'll know who it's for. And then come over to White Trash Family 2229 for the bonfire. White Trash Family 2229. Please don't forget, because we have a blast over there. Guys, I'm going to go eat supper. I appreciate y'all coming in for this live. I wanted to do a little more on this because I seen that stuff after someone talked to me in another channel. So I went back and looked and see if there was anything new, and that was new about the maybe going to do some more on the evidence. So I went ahead and done another live right quick. But I thank y'all for being here. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe on your way out. Tonka Toy, thank you for that information on the book. I will definitely order that. I promise I want to read that. I know you could. Hit the like, share, and subscribe on your way out. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can in the Cash App scrolling across the bottom of the screen or the PayPal. You don't have to, but it would be very much appreciated. The only thing that I ask you to do over here, come in, enjoy the show, and have fun with family and friends over here. MTB, thank you again for joining the Freebirds. I love everybody over here. I love everybody that comes in. So I appreciate all that. Much love and respect to everybody here. Again, Tonka Toy, thank you for that information about the book. I will definitely order that. Don't forget to sub up to Double Trouble TV 22 for some fun and games with me and Tyler. So I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Much love and respect to each and every one. Casper, it's good to see you, darling. Again, Tonka Toy, thank you so much for being here. If you like music, go on over at White Trash Family 22, Tonka Toy, and check us out tomorrow night. It starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. If you want to hear a song, send it into that email. But love you too, Casper. Rocket Queen, Nani, MTB, Amanda Elizabeth, everybody. I love every one of y'all. We don't say see you. We don't say bye here. We say see you because bye is permanent. And we'd love to see you back here tomorrow or next show, or see you over on White Trash Family. Much love and respect. Y'all be good. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no I don't take shit. I got no to play times, the way you hate this. Although sure I hate this. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no I don't take shit. I got no one to play tough, they wanna hate this. They wanna play the show, they wanna hate this. I don't ever slow up, niggas know I don't take shit. I got no I don't take shit. I got no one to play tough, and wanna hate this. Although we show up, wanna hate this. Everything I do, so instinctive, very passionate. Every word I move, so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who got